Continuing our reading in Abraham Hannibal and the Battle for the Throne by Francis Summers Cox. This is the second book in the Abraham Hannibal series. Chapter 2, The Cargo of Franks. The children sat for a while, aching and dizzy, unable to see where they were, until at last their eyes got used to the gloom. They were in a big cargo hold, full of barrels and bundles and boxes. A few portholes near the top giving a little light. At one side was an area clear of cargo, with makeshift beds on the floor, a few plates and mugs and buckets, and the biggest number of white people that they had ever seen in their lives. At least 20 or 30 of them, lying or sitting on the floor, silently staring at them. All of them were men, except for one boy of about 10 and a girl of 16 or so. Abraham had seen pictures of white people, Franks he called them. He had even known a few himself, but they hadn't looked anything like this. Where are their fine white wigs and their shiny clothes? They're just wearing rags. They look so dirty and weak and exhausted. Naganga was looking at them in bewilderment. Are these Franks, Abraham? They are not how I expected them to look from your stories. No, but I'm sure this is their ship, and the pirates have stolen it from them. Abraham got up and, hobbling stiffly at first, his shoulders and knees and wrists stabbing with pain, came nearer to the group of Franks. He wanted to do a fine French-style bow, but it didn't seem quite right down here in the gloomy, stinking cargo hold. He cleared his throat, licked his dry lips, and began one of the French sentences he'd learnt long ago in Ethiopia. My name is Abraham, and my father is a noble lord of Africa. A few of the Franks sat up and looked at him and muttered at each other. One man, a solid, kind-faced man, who was sitting with the two white children, one arm around each of them, looked suddenly alert and rattled off a lot of words that Abraham couldn't make head nor tail of. He seemed to finish with a question. There was silence. Abraham didn't know what to say, so he said another of his French sentences. The Emperor of Ethiopia sends brotherly greetings to the King of the Franks. Some of the Franks smiled, and the man with the children asked him something else. Abraham replied with an almost lost look, and the last of his stock of French sentences. France is a most beautiful and interesting country. I have a lion called Nimrod. My mother is called Makeda, and my father is called Phares. My sister is Lahea. He broke off. No, my sister was Lahea, was called Lahea. I don't even know how to say that in French. I really feel a fool repeating all these stupid foreign sentences I've learnt off by heart. The man with the children jabbered at him some more and paused. Then he suddenly switched to something that Abraham understood. I think I heard you speaking Arabic with your sister, is she? Can you speak Arabic? A peace be with you, replied Abraham at once in Arabic. And peace be with you, Abraham. You seem to be a remarkable boy, even if your French is rather limited. The barrier was down. Abraham called back through the darkness at Naganga. Naganga, come here. The Frank speaks Arabic. We can talk to the Franks. That's the end of chapter 2.